You're back. We're back, and we got your back for Game 3 of the day. Clutch Gaming versus Team Liquid Academy. The Academy squad for the LCS champs is showing that they are still a clear cut above the rest. What do you think, Crumbs?
Yeah, I mean, the question is, how do they break into the top 2, though? Because right now, it's up to more rookie carries, Shoryu and Insanity, to compete with the Academy's top lane mid and AD carries.
And Shoryu can step up here against Clutch's strongest point in their summer, which has been that bot lane, Rikara and Joey. They could just keep showing up.
Yeah, Joey's been great. And this duo is the shining star. However, if they're going to continue to focus the bottom lane, they have a lot of work to do because they have been getting some leads, but snowballing it is very difficult. And on top of that, you're fighting against the grain. Right now, the meta is not about snowballing the bottom lane out of proportion. It is about the solo lanes a little bit more. So they have a lot of work to do to catch up to making sure that the bottom lane is the way to win the game.
Yeah, we'll have to see coming into this one. Liquid always shows very, very strong across the map. You know, we're just thinking of the bottom lane as one of the spots we can go to. But Clutch is also, like you said, with Rikara and what they've been able to do, showing a little bit of strength from that and diversity as well from the LCS team. So maybe it's kind of flowing back down and we'll see more wins out of that.
It's just great to see these teams that do well in the LCS and starts to trickle into the Academy team. Everyone's happy.
Absolutely. So time to meet the players competing on the Rift for this game. It's Clutch Academy starting on that blue side. The top lane is Rodolph. Jungle is Major Danger. Sun in the mid lane. Rikara at bot. Joey at support. And Coach Artemis for picks and bans.
And opposite them on the red side, it's Team Liquid Academy with Jenkins in the top lane, Mike Young in the jungle, Insanity playing mid, Shoryu on AD carry, Matt playing support with their coach, Yawns.
I got my eyes on Insanity this game to see what he does. He can always get himself into trouble in the early game. It doesn't seem to affect a game too much, but I'm waiting for that kind of moment where it does throw it off too much. It causes TL problems because the Aatrox yesterday, we kind of saw him walk in for first blood. When he was playing, I forgot what it was, Go Fast, when he was on the Pike, he kept getting himself, he had a really good game on Pike to start and then kept going in because like, I'm going to make this play and get himself killed. So I'd like to see a little bit more structured play from Insanity. Insanity in the mid lane, if you will.
Good luck with that. But I think it's a new chance, right? You're typically a mid laner that plays mages, and now in season 9, it's about, all right, how many champions can you play? And then you keep trying your hand at them, and yeah, you might have some good mechanics, but to understand the power spikes against your opposition in every single game is so much to ask that I can expect Insanity or, hell, anybody else to make a lot of mistakes picking up new champions.
You know what I always remembered hearing from the TPA World Championship is that Mistake would have Blitzcrank stats on his wall next to his PC. Like, at what level, what speed would you have this overdrive speed?
Whoa.
And you're like, if you know that going in, you can quickly click and see like 428, well, I'm going to have 444. I'm going for this chase. Like, that's the way that those guys used to play. Like, I think there's too many stats now, but.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely not how I was playing the game. Maybe that's why we didn't get very far.
Could just be. Lux locked into the side of Clutch Gaming Academy. That's a great first pickup. I love seeing the Lady of Luminosity back onto the Rift so much.
She's been losing. 50-50.
Okay.
50-50. One mid, lost in support. This time around, it does get picked early, but up against already. Now, this doesn't have to be Sonataric. That's what I like about this evolution of Sonataric, that it's not all about Sonataric. You can go with the Tom Kent, you can go even with the Galio as we saw, and I think that the teams can get a little bit more creative too. Just today in the LEC, Pike Karma bottom lane against Yumi or some other nonsense laners. Like, you can do whatever you want down there. You can do whatever you want, just not Teemo.
I had a Teemo support.
No, just that's not
what
a real
What did he do?
He fed.
He sat in lane.
He fed.
He did nothing.
Yes, they don't do anything. The only time I actually think it might be a good support against Vayne.
Yeah, you block the bolt.
Well, against just AD carries that don't have spells, right? As long as they don't have spells and it's got it exclusively auto attack based, yeah, you're probably gonna do pretty well against an Udyr, right? So if you're up against Vayne Udyr, please lock in Teemo support. That'd be pretty nice.
There you go. You heard it. Play against it, lock in Teemo. I'm interested in how we're getting the Sona here with a Lux in the game. That seems like a lot of death for whoever's going to be on the Sona.
It's Sona TK. This is a very easy lane.
Oh, okay, they're locking the TK.
So easy to do. You don't lose anything. You just sit there, you farm, you get Sona past the laning phase. Because that was the problem that they observed with Sona Taric. Sona keeps dying, and Taric can't do anything about it. So what do? Tom Kent. And now you don't have to worry about the ultimate from Taric because most of the times they were whiffed or misused. Now you just have a very easy to execute Tom Kent. So I like where this is going. And already with an assassin in likely to be the mid lane, Team Liquid's already building a very meta comp.
Insanity does have something to go insane on already. I like it. We get Poppy towards top, taken away. Rodov will lose a few champions in this second phase of bans. Even take away the Pike. Interesting. They still feel like they would slot Pike into this composition. I like it. They wouldn't give them too much range on anything that they have right now, but it'd be pretty sweet.
So I think the Poppy pick is saying that they want to go with some sort of bruiser carry in the top lane because Clutch Gaming would have to blind their top laner, being blue side, and considering that TL is going to flex Akali all the way to the end, you ban the Poppy to make sure that there's no crazy answer to, or not a hard time for your carries, because you could want to go an Irelia here. Sorry, Irelia's banned. My bad. A Jax.
You good.
And then Poppy would get in the way of that.
Well, we're getting in the way of a Jarvan initiation as well from the jungle. Maybe they lock that in now. They don't have to go with it, but they say, hey, we banned something for it. Let's try to get a value pick.
So weird, though. Sejuani just dropping down in priority here. I'm expecting Clutch to maybe pick it themselves. Yes, you're up against Tom Kent, but you do have a pretty good answer to it.
I do agree, Sej, in this situation. The Cataclysm lock-up for Sona alt over that may grant you a bit more value. What do we have on the left side? Trundle's getting locked in. Have a few things to steal. We have seen a bit more Ornn coming in as well to counter-initiate and start some of the fights if you don't have a first sure way in. And right now they set up a lot of CC for the Trundle to follow and Azir follow up on.
And yeah, this Ornn pick, it's just going to make the late game out of Clutch Gaming absolutely crazy when you have a Trundle against the tanks, the Ornn to be your own tank, and then Azir Kate to be peeled for by a Lux's shield. So lots of late game power out of Clutch Gaming. Not a lot of early game though. Not a lot of early game potential when you have that Trundle. But it's not like TLA has that either. Sona Tom Kent is not a lane you want to go to early. Corki, it's Corki. You just farm and scale. And Akali wants to get those levels. So because Team Liquid's not going to be doing a whole lot early game, I gotta favor Clutch Gaming here. Their composition is probably going to be able to survive whatever happens early game.
I do like it. I feel like Team Liquid's going to have that shock and awe burst you see out of the beginning damage of their fight and the resulting long fight. Like you said, Clutch Gaming is just going to kind of be like, oh, we took that initial burst. Here's the rest of our damage and DPS over time. So
exactly,
going to be a tough one for TL coming into this, but they are, like we said, a cut above the rest, and maybe they can just lock it in and say, hey, we need to play around them, not against them, and this will be a turret game for Team Liquid.
There's a lot of different ways to approach this one, and you typically want to go for where your strongest players are. And Insanity has been clutch for Team Liquid all the time.
Ooh.
And so maybe going with him, that's why they gave him the Corki. He's been a notoriously good matchup into the Azir just because you can farm. And you get to the point where you can actually end up just hard carrying. A late game Corki is one of the filthiest mid laners right now.
Well, you don't want to be too clutch this game. You'll be caught for confusion. And it's a good day today. Third game of it, CGA versus TLA. You can see those scores up on the top right and left as Clutch Gaming tries to pick themselves up by the bootstraps here. Find a way to get to playoff position at the end. TLA chasing down C9 and TSM Academy here, as I believe C9 just got themselves a win above at 7-3 with their victory today.
Yeah, so yeah, Clutch Gaming's comp can be pretty crazy later in the game, but they have to be grouped up together. They can't be affording picks and fighting outnumbered every single time, because it's not like Team Liquid's got anything to scoff at. The Tom Kent Sona power truly is bannable right now. That is just one of the dirtiest combos you can play. If you can run it, you know exactly what's good.
Yep. And I like what they did bot side, not giving away Mike Young's start. Both Shoryu and Matt used an ability onto blue. You can see Matt took a bit of damage there, and they say, look, our jungler started bottom. How tricky. Joey with the step up prismatic barrier start, so he's just looking for those auto attacks. Not going to be too strong, but good pressure.
Now let's see what the junglers choose to do here, because I looked at the pregame, it didn't look like there was a lot of crazy early game power here. And even in the bottom lane with Sinatam Kent, unless Rikara and Joey are overextended, it's not a very easy lane to gain.
Probably didn't want that last double soldier hit. Corrupting potion going now for Insanity. Electrocute versus Comet in the mid lane. Pretty easy to confirm that with the Azir soldiers. Conqueror Jarvan versus Press the Attack Trundle. Nothing too crazy there. Just Jarvan looking for those late game fights in that build, not the early game wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. You'll get out of what would be the Electrocute. He's down towards the bot, but it's just Gromp for him as a push into the turret slowly happens. You're really looking for double CS here. It's not 13-3, so you don't have to worry.
It's very nice out of Joey that he got that initial push to go ward the blue buff that now allowed Major Danger to go counter jungle the Raptor camp, seeing that Mike Young had not completed those Raptors, and now he's going to go for this Scuttle Crab, which should just result in an even trade of Scuttlers, unless wait a minute. If Mike Path is topside, chooses to go for that Scuttler, he might get double Scuttler.
I think he knows now, right? He's like, wait, half of this is gone.
Time to go bottom.
The young Mike Young has been duped, and yeah, he needs to make a beeline for that next Scuttle Crab. So it should be grabbable. Major Danger going in here after the top. And he actually didn't get Mike Young on the Scryers, I don't think. So easy peasy there. Teleport back to mid for Insanity. 25-23. He's got those minions right there to clean up, so not falling behind. Oh, Joey. That spells sadness for Mike Young. They're still going to give it an attempt here. If he can get the smite in, he is going to be able to get it. So not too shabby. He was going to smite it anyways.
Good on him to recognize that that is what he needed to go for, because that is Clutch Gaming trying to put Team Liquid in a poor position. So that's them really pressing an advantage and forcing TL to make decisions, and that is a really good play. That's what you typically want to do when you're playing League as a team. How many times can you force the opponent to make a decision when one is a right choice and one is a bad choice? Because the more you do that, the more likely it is that they take a bad choice over and over again.
So only slightly depathed. There's just 100 gold or so behind a Major Danger. Doesn't matter too much between a Jarvan and a Trundle. Rodolph pushed in 33-27 with an easy way to clean these minions up in front of his turret. We're still waiting just for the Ornn out of lane. Right now he's buying his time until he can call the dinner bell down and they can go after Team Liquid. Little plate damage, he wants it. Ah!
Just so valuable.
I love it. A lot of times you'll hear people say, like, if you're going to take damage, don't try to aggress on the turret, but it's an empowered. It's so nice. Just a few more of those and you get an extra bit of gold.
Which is pretty much the likelihood at which you can crash the mini waves, because that's what you want. You just don't want to let the other guy crash the wave over and over and harass your turrets down, because you're just bleeding out plates at that point.
Yeah. The other thing you have to be careful of, Jenkins did go inside on that. If he decides to charge the wall, you can get a really nice stun onto Jenkins and might take a bit of minion damage. Not aggro from the turret. Still could get a little messy.
That was actually a great angle from Mike Young, but luckily Major Danger had Sun's back right there and spots him out. Doesn't take him, or doesn't let him take that jungle route, and Mike in exchange simply de-warding that Infernal Dragon, which is going to inspire a lot of combat here. I doubt that any of these teams are going to give up that objective for free if they can take a fight for it.
Ooh, sure, you feeling like he should not back in that spot. He would have gone down. I love seeing Joey roam around here. You see most of the Luxes doing this, but hey, my AD is running to lane. Let me run through the jungle. Major Danger is there. Little support jungle combination. Looks like they might be able to come up with a little nuisance play here, giving TL a little bit of trouble for their warding.
That's a big commitment to vision here. Dropping that second control, a third control ward here out of...
Yeah, and they're going to be able to clear a ward that just got another control that got placed behind. There's not much you do with pinks on the red side. They usually get cleared out anyways because you don't have river control as the waves go back and forth. But you're right, a lot of battle for some early gold here.
They should go for it now if they're going to commit all these resources, or at least very soon though, because Mike Young is in the top side of the map. They just shoved in the lanes, Corki based. If this isn't the time to do Infernal, then when is it?
I feel like that was such a deep question.
Well, I didn't get an answer. I was fishing for it. I was like, who would know? Because what happens now is, what are you using this vision for, right? Like when you set down vision, it's got to be purposeful. You can't just spend money on the map for no reason besides, I just want to shove a lane. Like,
maybe your Trundle's not 6, their Jarvan was, but then again, we've been 40 seconds past that, and level 6 are just popping up, so you can't consider it was the same during that situation. You're right, though. Definitely a lot of action on the bot side, and now 3 pink wards. So they head back. Maybe now that bot lane's pushed, they have the for sure on Shoryu and Matt, the identity of them being in the bot lane. They can just get it from Major Danger and Joey push up here.
Well, at least it's happening now, so I'm glad that it's Clutch Gaming that gets the objective. So that's really what the only thing that mattered, was just them getting the dragon and them not losing it, because that would have been the disaster play. But anything else is just par on course, just a little bit slower.
Constant pressure on the bot side too. I don't think that's blue going down just yet. I still see the emblem on the minimap as Sun takes quite a bit of damage here in the mid lane. No charges for Insanity on the alt rockets. And that's a jungle stolen away here for Major Danger. Quite a fight needed to get that blue. And they've pulled Shoryu and Matt away while there were minions at the turret. So great little bit of back and forth game here of Clutch Gaming to get TL routed around their jungle.
Now let's see what Mike Young wants to do around mid lane again, because this is the second time he's paid a visit to Sun, but he's been scouted out.
Backing, staying, backing. Trying to get that call. Insanity feels like they're going to have a slow lane. I mean, he's more fighting soldiers than he is Sun. So he's looking to get a bit of extra gold out of that, and just Negatron quickly.
Oh,
or Null Magic rather, with a long sword. Yeah, so close.
He saved the big one for that one too.
Boop. Missed Foss.
That's 3 misses in a row.
Not looking good. Don't shoot darts tonight. He's back. He's safe. Earth's acting a little weird today. Good vision in the jungle. Joey still got a ward down that they placed on their last excursion in to grab that blue buff so they can see exactly where Mike Young is going. This keeps Rodolph safe to say, I can have fun with Jenkins. Kind of play him to say, hey, I don't know what I'm doing in this situation, or play it really well. Right now, he's just farming. I think Rodolph's doing the perfect thing for the team. He doesn't need Major Danger or anybody else up in that lane, and they haven't needed him for any teleport plays. So he'll be, like you said, a par for the course, Orange.
Just farming it up. Both teams happy with it. I know Clutch Gaming is going to be stoked about it, getting all these laners out of the way, out of the early stages of Jarvan's flaws of the early game.
But then again, Crops, you let an Ornn farm free. You're letting an Akali basically farm for free, and that can be scary if nobody's seeing the damage she's doing just yet. She teleports into a fight to say hello.
It can. It definitely is. I mean, no matter how good your late game comp is, the danger, the inherent danger is late game is really just about one fight.
Yeah.
So if you just misplay with the greatest composition in the world, you can still lose the game off of that one play. And that's why early game compositions tend to have a lot more oomph in them, since you're just try again. You're not waiting for those power spikes. You're constantly fighting to get that fight that you're looking for.
Executioner's Calling right off the bat. I love that by Rakara. Not a lot of pro players will fit something in their build because they go back with the right amount of money and you say, dang, that's my critical cloak. That's my pickaxe to my next item. And that Infinity Edge feels so good. Or even Zerker Greaves right away on Caitlyn. But Executioner's Calling is going to be in there for Rakara bright and early.
And it should also help against Tahm Kench, not just the Sona, because of the great health healing. It'll help against Akali as well. So lots of value in this item.
That's all the vision that TL can afford to place is kind of behind the river on their side. Is all, look at it, cleared away, but mostly blue from Clutch Gaming. They can see everything.
I like this approach, right? You got pinks in the back, normals in the front.
Mike Young's like, oh my God, it's my birthday. Look at all these wars to clear.
My vision score is gonna be amazing. Coach is gonna be so proud.
But if your eyes are closed the whole time, what is your vision score? Looks like he'll get to keep them open for now. No movement coming out of Major Danger. He's already left the brush, I should say. But as he comes back in, Joey, the Q. Oh, I thought he was going for the blind Q. All this patient waiting. I think they're playing this game of Ring Around the Rosie, but they may not know each other, are just on the other side of the wall for the time being. And we'll get more vision clearing. A good job by TL, though, knowing they cannot make too many moves without having been in this portion of the jungle for so long. They realize they're walking into a security system that Clutch Gaming has set up.
And it's got alarms as well. It's got tripwire, it's got alarms, it's got guns ready to shoot at you if you step in.
Yeah, look out. What do we got coming up? Another Infernal.
Yeah, this is another one that you gotta fight for, both teams. Obviously, TL would benefit massively if they got to get their hands on one of these bad boys, but who can shove the way first? Because right now, Sona TK got priority, and they're using it right away, trying to sneak this in. But Azir just got priority himself, and Major Danger is coming in, so they're getting pincered in. Dragon's at halfway HP.
Oh, Joey didn't get the proc off, so it's only going to be the laser. He doesn't get that damage burst off his passive. He's going close. Matt with a nice lick. Rodov's in, calls out the Horn. Where is he throwing it? Down towards 2. They are able to save Shoryu for a moment as he could throw back the Crescendo. Already down, actually. Joey putting damage onto Matt. Drake's still up at about half HP. Nobody's gone down in the fight just yet. If it's been such a back and forth, we expected to see that. A lot of forward damage from TL, and then Clutch Gaming to be able to walk around it.
The danger behind committing to that first dragon ends up backfiring because you position yourself in that very tight corridor. You're already getting chunked down, and you didn't have priority in the other lane. So the Trundle was able to simply walk in there, pillar a few members off, and the rest was history. So easy for them to take that one home. And now, 2 Infernal Dragons for Clutch Gaming Academy. We've been blessed by the fire gods on these first 2 games.
Yeah, and a mountain next, so it'll be even greater when they can start to get to the objectives. Nobody saw Ricard miss that CS. It's fine, sun in his eyes. Minions are going to clean this one up as Matt picks up some experience for himself. Looking at that bot lane, what do we have? 116 over to 147. Not too bad as you kind of combining Shoryu's and Matt CS as they both are taking the minion score for Ricara's to compare, and the Infinity Edge is complete. That's going to feel really nice. Zerkree's next, and Ricara's going to be able to spit out some damage from behind a very big front line.
And he's going to be able to upgrade those items if we hit some crazy late game as well. So the Ornn will obviously be upgraded.
Oh, yeah.
Caitlyn's Infinity Edge, and some of the Azir items as well, making those DPS members a little bit stronger than the ones on Team Liquid, which is why I'm not that worried about Clutch Gaming's late game. They have the Ornn. He actually does add literal gold values to your carries, making them richer by fact.
Yep, from 14 on, those masterwork items, it's like throwing $1,000 in someone's pocket. So that always feels good. I wish somebody would do that, you know? Walking down the street, $1,000 in pocket.
Hey, here you go.
Hey, I would walk down that street every day. Adaptive helm for Road Up.
How many years? Because I think after that, I would just walk by that street as much as I could humanly could. What are the odds of it happening again? Like, it's worth the shot.
Why not? Rift Herald without any contest. You get a flag in there for a bit of vision, but it's short for any real knock up and steal if Mike Young can think about even grabbing the eye of the Herald once it goes down, and if he can get out. It's too much of a task. We have mid lane now being focused on. Insanity building up Hex Drinker to keep himself safe against Sun, but Triforce on the horizon still has to get that attack speed, and he can finish up his item.
Hex Drinker is one of the most cost-effective items in the game. So early on against most mages or most champions that do exclusively magic damage, if it fits your build, Always a great build.
It's
Always
easy
a
to
great item.
it's easy as somebody who doesn't use it a lot to bait yourself into thinking it's not what you should buy because I'm not getting more damage.
But
it's not my big damage item.
Yeah.
But you do.
Yeah.
You do. And you're doing more damage because you're staying alive. And I think that's one of the big points. A lot of times more damage isn't just buying a BF sword. Blue buff is more damage because it's cooldown and it's resource, you know? Those things are the way to think about it. So you're correct. It is more damage.
Higher deeps.
Higher deeps. It's what you need. It's what all the kids at school want. Uh-oh. Abyssal Voyage coming in here. They're under Rikara and Joey. Woo! A wombo combo, but there isn't much wombo to the combo. There we are. Now being able to clean it up. It's like they're kind of sniffing out how they wanted to take their prey down before they finally did. Insanity going for the kill, but he's going down. Oh, he gets it. And the Retribution kill picked up by Major Danger with the Rift Herald firing off into mid. Oh, fights on all fronts. It's not over yet. Looks like they can stop this. A nice eye hit on the Herald as Mike Young and squad rotate from bot to mid. And TL continue to show you why once the map starts going, they are one of the teams that is on top.
Clutch Gaming is just so happy they're able to at least get something in return out of that one, because otherwise they would have just lost tons of members down there. The teleport play from the bottom lane, this was just great. Take a look at the Cataclysm, because you would have expected Sona to be in TK's belly, but it was Mike Young inside. And so making that play onto a Caitlyn and Lux is just so easy.
Ooh, that was a great choice by Insanity. The pillar's there. There's no way he even gets away without getting hit by Major Danger. Best chances to go for Sun. I really like that play.
Yes, it is. But also, Sun should not have died there, knowing that Trundle would have been able to take off.
That is a good point
as
well.
Home too. So just a little bit of little errors here and there, and just shoring those up would make these teams a level better.
If he truly is Sun, play like it. This is here. This is kind of like a symbiotic relationship. Pull out your inner Sun. Uh-oh, you don't want the 4 hits on that ward. Run away. So many times it will kill a champion. 3-1 here. Oh, they're just going to start it up and say tempt that fight. What are the ultimates that are up? Mike Young's Cataclysm is down. Almost coming up. Jenkins looking for the route so they can pinch them in. Horn goes back onto Shoryu. He'll be safe in the belly of that for now as they get the cleanse down, and that's going to be Mike Young falling. Crescendo back over Major Danger and Rodolph. But like I said, they just continue to walk around the fight after the initial burst of damage.
The flank was just not useful at all. Clutch Gaming pulled the trigger very quickly to start the dragon and make sure that the fight would get started. And the second that Jenkins goes in, Sun shoos him out there like just like dirt in the floor. He uses the Azir ultimate to sweep him away, get him out of the Shroud, and immediately forces him to regroup with the team. And without Shroud, Akali's just not going to linger in your backline. She has to return to the team. So really good heads-up play out of Sun there, making sure that the backline was going to be safe. Let's take another look at that, because I already explained the bottom lane, but let's see what happens in the top side of the map, because I believe the Horn does a really good job, gets to Sona, and yeah, she gets eaten up by the TK, so it doesn't allow her to use a nice ultimate or a great crescendo there, so makes it very easy for the rest of Clutch Gaming to clean the kill and get the dragon.
Nicely done. 3 of the Drakes now. Another mountain as well coming up in 4 minutes. Over to the side of Clutch. See if these fights can still be won by Clutch, or if TL kind of plays around the map now. They have this Corki with Triforce on. It wouldn't hurt to have him get to turrets as soon as possible. It's going to be tough. They have the Sona comp. They want to get into fights. They want to crescendo and take people out, but they're not winning those fights right now.
And it's hard for them to engage because it's only the Jarvan. There's no, it's only really Corki as a precursor. And Sona TK, yes, they're great, but they're really easy to engage on as well. You just kind of walk up, waddle up to them, and they don't have a really good way out, right? They're not mobile champions that have crazy abilities that can lock you down and keep you far away. It's like a Lux. It's only a slow and a tongue slow.
So we get Sun in the side lane now. He has teleported to get himself into position, so maybe be there for a bit. Him and Insanity now to trade waves back and forth as it looks like Rodolph to push bot now. We have TL's focus for mid lane, but Trap's minions are not going to allow that to happen, so maybe they stop for the fights, as we said before, get the wards up so you can get a few picks on members that get out of position on the side of Clutch Gaming.
Now we got another lull in the game, but with the Mountain Dragon and then the Seer, I think Clutch Gaming has a real shot at going for a very sneaky Baron. And if they choose to wait it a little bit longer with the Mountain at time of Baron, well, it's going to be decreased by about 20%. So
yep,
I think they're going to play it slow, fight for that next dragon like they did this time around. And when you have 2 Infernos and 2 Mountains, the world is your oyster. It should be simply on executing on shot calling around objectives that wins you the game, because you're just so much stronger than your counterpart when you have those dragons, when you've secured practically the best objectives when it comes to mid and late game.
I love this Ornn. It's like damage Ornn, Abyssal Mask, Adaptive Helm. We got Merc Tread Boots, get himself to safety and in and out so he can keep stunning people. And he's masterworked his Abyssal Mask to start off. Pretty sweet. We'll see what he decides to get himself into. His bot lane is against Jenkins for now, and he's not really taking too much of the grasp on both sides. Still looking at finalized items. Could be Sun sitting on quite a bit as he tries to finish up what is a Morello Namicon. But all's quiet on the home front for now.
Well, not for much longer, though. We now have a control ward in the Baron pit, as well as that Mountain Dragon spawning in about a minute. So Clutch Gaming, right now, they've got a choice to make. Do they go for the Dragon, go for the Baron, or trade the Mountain Dragon for positioning around Baron to hopefully force a fight or a sneak? So there's a lot of ways.
Or what's in the box.
Or what's in the box.
Okay. There's always
or what's in the box. The answer, it's a head. All right? If you didn't see the movie, it's a head. Damn, they don't show it, but you know it.
Hopefully it's not a head this time. I was hoping more for like a victory. Or maybe even a dragon. 30 seconds. See if the dragon is in the box. Coming up on 24 minutes. I like this redemption a lot from Matt. Realizing these fights aren't over immediately, not a locket bursty fight. You want a redemption for the length that and HP that you have to go through on the side of Clutch Gaming. We'll see if this really gives them an advantage in the fight, but also the catches. When you can't sweep it under the rug, you get swept away, and that is Sun going down to Mike Young and Insanity on the side of the map.
Beautiful out of them. Now that Corki's starting to get fed, starting to get going. The Azir not able to defend the top lane wave. So now Mike Young and Insanity get to demolish the vision that was previously established by Clutch Gaming Academy. They transition that into the mid lane, and with 20 seconds away from Sun to spawn, he doesn't have teleport. I think this is Team Liquid's Dragon. And that entire 2-minute span where Clutch Gaming spent acquiring vision, securing the lanes, all downhill. Doesn't add to anything.
I like it. Good sound effect.
That's one of my fortes, actually. The cat sound effects. I started my gaming career. I would pester console players by mimicking animal sounds while my brother was playing. I had a lot of free time on my hands.
Damn. Oh, how we've grown. Masterwork Infinity Edge for Rikara. I actually like Rodolph playing nice guy here. Actually walked up to mid and then back down to bottom to give him that. Unfortunately, the rotations were not in the favor of Clutch Gaming, and fortunately for TL, they get their first Mountain Drake of the game. Feels pretty good. Next is going to be a Cloud Drake, so if they want to move fast, that is right up their alley. Triforest Hex Drinker, looking for that Infinity Edge next on Insanity. 2 items for Shoryu. Now he's going to be able to pump out the damage with his Lichbane finished. Almost forgot item word. And most players on the Rift right now have their 2 items. That voice
sounds like what a robot would say.
Yeah.
Almost forgot item word.
Almost forgot word insert now. A lot of 2 items around, so power spikes are being hit. But those masterwork items, every so often, we'll see who gets the next one. They're not close to Rodolph. My robot brain is melting. So we'll see who walks over to him next to get an item.
Well, Shoryu, he's got sick items already. Lich Bane with the...
Heck yeah.
Wait a minute. Baron's being started. Mike Young doesn't know.
Oh yeah, they actually haven't hit the ward yet. Hitting the ward gives vision. Mike Young's hanging out. He has an idea, so he goes for the late hit on the flag. That flag's going to wear out before he actually is going to need it, but it's all they needed. No drag necessary. He says, my zone.
No need to risk that one. It's a 50-50 play, but now TLA knows, wait a minute, these guys are thinking about sneaking Baron right from under our nose. We better focus up. And you see that Mike Young just sits there, just waiting. He's just chucking out flags, chucking out vision, making sure that Clutch Gaming does not just start that dragon.
Definitely a little bit of a wake-up call. If you're on the back foot, you're pepped up now, knowing that Baron could be something. Clutch Gaming's trying to sneak. I don't think there's a rotation from Jenkins or Rodolph, just getting a bit of vision down to make sure they don't get attacked. There's that ward. Slow teleport in, Rodolph with the call. It'll be a nice shot over to the side. Oh, he stops Kench. Beautiful job shutting down Matt so he can't save anybody on the team. And now with Matt out, that means Shoryu doesn't have safety. Ace in the hole is going to be able to take down Matt as they start this off. Sun gets himself to safety. Jenkins tries to get in and locked up by a trap. As a nice job by FLICKR to set that up so they cannot be taken down. Rodolph with a charge into the turret that is down. But no pop-up follow-up coming in from the rest of Clutch Gaming. They head up towards the Baron area to see if they can tempt what would seem like a 70-30, but the smites are still there.
Yeah, speaking of 70-30s, this could just be that. Now it's a Baron start with Mike Young, who has Flash and Flag and Drag. The 50-50 might come in, but there's no spells to keep Young out.
It's going to be in a bigger snide if he gets it. Oh, Rodolph picks it up. He's able to nab it down, and Caitlyn comes up with a kill onto Mike Young as Young flashes in to try and make it happen, or out. He's flashing to his death, though. They had to try. And it looks like TL is going to try to clean up this fight a bit. Rodolph's not in a good spot. He may be able to charge out of here in just a second as he gets himself away from the terrain. But here comes Jenkins to give a little bit of assistance on that one. Good Baron pick up by Clutch here. Looks like they may be able to turn this one around. Laser goes off, not enough to finish on Jenkins. Nice job by Insanity. He can Valkyrie over the wall. Where's Matt going, though? Matt can't get out, but Jake, oh no! He gets baited in. Matt just went down. He comes back up to sink back down to Davy Jones' locker once again.
Oh man, something must be bugging out with Matt. His screen has been continuously gray so much for the last few minutes.
He's playing in that new colorblind. Ouch.
And that's just following the team, right? He was not dying in lane. He was not doing anything. It's just follow the team. Bam, 2 deaths back to back.
To think you had to save Insanity there for any reason is a little odd.
I think he was just genuinely surprised at how little damage Corki was doing to Orange.
But he ran into the Baron pit.
Yeah, okay, Matt, I'm just thinking for Insanity and not Rodolph, where he's just not chunking at Rodolph at all. No DPS. I think the second Q hits, or that when you know that, wait a minute, this guy's just not going down.
I mean, the chase down felt good. Jenkins was there. You're going to follow as well if 2 people are going. I agree. But oops on that result. Lose a few members in TL. Taking quite a hit here in the early game. This is what we said for Clutch, is with those early game advantages, it's something they need to be able to carry to late game. And here, they're able to kind of spill over out of mid game. And this cannot be dammed up by TL right now. The water is just overflowing into the base at this point.
It's a crazy late game comp, and now Mike Young thinking about his signature late game engage from the back, but with an Azir, you have a turret there that you have to account for. So Clutch Gaming has a really good avenue to retreat. You've got Caitlyn traps, you've got Mike Young. He's been scouted, and the fight's about to go down.
Redemption goes in as a fight starter. A little bit of damage to Rodolph there. Rakara hit up. How'd he get out of that even with the shield on? Amazing! If he can get the fast finger flash on that to get himself to safety, and now they're able to turn the fight back around, and it's looking pretty clean here for Clutch Gaming against TL, who sits atop the standings. A 2-5 Clutch versus the 6-2 Team Liquid, and Clutch are feeling it right now. What, Nexus turret number 1 about to go down, eyes on number 2. And what a shock and awe performance here coming from Clutch. Out of champion select, they seem comfortable. The start of the game was super comfortable, and they rode that wave all the way to victory here, taking down Team Liquid Academy's Nexus slowly but surely.
We said that they had to snowball the game.
Had to.
But we didn't account for the fact that they could just play a slow and calculated, outscale composition against Team Liquid Academy and come up with the same result. That's what they did. They blew our expectations.
Yeah.
Very clean out of them.
Being able to find each fight that they wanted, avoiding fights that TL wanted to find. We only saw one time with Mike Young and Insanity that they got a hit on what I believe was Sun on the top side by himself.
And then bottom when they went for that bottom play, but that was about it.
Exactly. It's a slow start from, but TLA, I should say, benefit from the first fight. As we go back, we do see that TLA had the 17-minute fight, a 3-for-1 near Dragon, and you're kind of thinking, everything's kind of happening the TLA way.
This is what we wanted to see out of Team Liquid Academy, and that we see often. Matt, Mike Young teaming up, adding an extra member, so they added the top laner here to make a play in the bottom lane, which looked great. Simultaneously, Clutch Gaming looking for a play. Unfortunately, lost one more member than they should have, but hey, it doesn't matter. You still got what you wanted out of that, but man, this game started off slow. We got a little bit of explosiveness, and then when we saw the Dragons, Infernals, Mountains add up for Clutch Gaming, we had a feeling that it was going to be in their favor.
Slow and steady wins the race. That's what they always say. And if you look at the final fight, as Clutch push with Baron, they are just able to stand right in front of their opponent. And TL is resorting to, okay, redemption first.
The Emperor's Divide here is huge because the second that Akali and Drop go in, they bam, get deleted out. And you know that the beefy front line out of TLA is, Clutch Gaming just is not going to get even dented by what Team Liquid has at that stage in the game. So their entire MO was survive the dive. They did it. They won.
I like it. And you can see kind of what pressure the TPs are putting on the game. Yeah.
You ever seen that many red and... That's
the up down?
The up down up down.
That was the hearts up and down the game. Oh man, but seeing it was Caitlyn was about to Ricard was about to back in the TP back into the fight because of the Baron back, teleport back in. It would have been that even if they weren't able to win the initial fight, they have an 80 carry at full health right back in it.
And the Caitlyn too with a stacked Infinity Edge.
Yeah, that got a little crazy. It's kind of hard to win that game, and I got to give them credit going up against the Lux lane once again. You're not favoring the Lux too much, and it's starting to fall off in these, not fall off, but not work out in these compositions.
In this one, it worked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. You're right. For some reason, I'm seeing Lux on red side.
Yeah, no, because they won. It's the support Lux. The support Lux is the one that's doing great. It's not the mid lane Lux.
Yeah. So coming out strong once again. There is more league action coming up right after the break. We'll return with Game 4 of the night. Do not go anywhere. They're under Ricard and Joey. Whoa, a wombo combo, but there isn't much wombo to the combo. There we are, now being able to clean it up.
No spells to keep Young out.
It's going to be in a bigger snide if he gets it. Oh, Rodolph picks it up. He's able to nab it down, and Caitlyn comes up with the damage to Rodolph there. Ricard hit up. How'd he get out of that even with the shield on? Amazing. If he can get the fast finger flash on that to get himself to safety, and now they're able to turn the fight back around, and it's looking pretty clean here for Clutch Gaming.